So I want to show you how to do a quick exploit with a handler and prepackage it with a already existing file. What you're going to need is a few things. And that happens to at least be a program. So I went ahead and I copied over the calculator over from a Windows machine. Alright, so once I've done that, I want to go ahead, I want to set up my payload. So I want to use a payload. I want it to be a Windows payload. I want it to be specifically I want it to be an interpreter reverse TCP shell. So once I've done that, I can do show options to see what I can set. One of the big things is I want to go ahead and I want to set my lhosts. Lhost is going to be your Linux machine. In this example, it's going to be set lhost to my Linux machine. The 176. I'm going to do my show options again. And yeah, that is my Linux machine. So once I've done that, I can generate some information. So generate, if I want to generate this in Ruby, I could do generate Ruby. There's the Ruby code. If I want to generate this as an exe, generate, I can tell it export as a exe, and I'm going to dump it to my desktop. So it'll be root desktop. And I'm going to call this shell.exe. And there it is as an executable. However, if I put that on a Windows machine, the antivirus should throw up a flag saying, hey, that's not legit, because I'm using a pre-existing template to do all of this. So a better way actually is to wrap it into something. So I'm going to generate an exe. I'm going to do a /k/x, and I'm going to tell it to use a calculator. It's just on my desktop, so desktop calc.exe space. So this where it gets kind of weird. Here I could do the period / for the home directory, but on the source, it doesn't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and again do root desktop. I'm going to call this calc2exe. It did not like the fact that this guy is on the desktop. So every version of Kali, you're going to get slightly different responses. So instead of doing the dot, I'm going to go ahead and just do the long way, / root desktop calc. Alright, it does not like that at all. Alright, so it was actually just being a pain in the butt because I decided to do calc with a capital C. But dot / desktop calc.exe should actually yield my new payload. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and copy that to a flash drive because I want to infect a machine with it. So I will be copying that over to a Windows machine. Alright, so while I'm here, I actually want to set up a handler or a catcher so that once I have my interpreter shell running on my Windows or my victim machine, my Kali will know how to get it. So I'm going to back out of here. I want to go ahead and use exploit. It should be a multi-handler. set the payload. So set payload. What payload are we doing? We're doing a Windows. We're doing a Windows interpreter. Reverse TCP. Let's go ahead and look at the options. So show options. You'll see that again, lhost needs to be set. So let's go ahead and set lhost. Set lhost. Again, that's going to be whatever machine that you have Kali running on. The exec function is set to process. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my exec function to I'm going to set it to false. That way, if it doesn't get one, it won't just exit out. And I'm going to go and click on run. It should start the handler. And once we actually run the executable on a victim machine, it should actually give us some interpreter shell to it. Okay, so once I've copied it to my flash drive, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my Windows 7 machine. And I'm actually going to mount my flash drive to this VM here. So I'm going to unmount it from my Kali machine. And I'm going to remount it to my Windows machine. A quick, easy way for me to get files back and forth, since it did not like copying the files. So here we have Calc 2. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run it as an administrator. And the calculator did populate. You'll notice that on our Kali machine, we actually have an interpreter shell. So let's go ahead. Let's see what we can do. Let's do just a question mark. What are some commands that we can do? Let's at least see if we got the appropriate system. Oh, I scrolled way too far up. I want to see if we can just look at basic system information. So let's look at just git system. That just attempts to elevate our privileges. Problem with that, that's not quite exactly what I was looking for. I want to see like system name or something like that. I keep trying to scroll up, but when I scroll up, I get way too much information. All right, so let's do sysinfo. This computer is named Win SEHRQ0ISRVV. So let's double check. Let's make sure that is this machine. Yes, it is. So that's a simple way, but you'll notice if we terminate the calculator, we actually lost our interpreter shell. But that's a quick, easy way to get an interpreter shell on a Windows PC.